The Pro Bowl games rosters were released. 9 Ravens, 7 Lions, 6 Eagles. Let's get a look at the starters for the AFC. The quarterback is Josh Allen. The NFC, Jared Goff. We have Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley on there. When it comes to the receivers, Jamar Chase, JJ, Jerry Jeudy, Amon-Ra St. Brown. The tight ends, Brock Bowers, just one of 3 rookies that were selected to the Pro Bowl. Speaking of the quarterbacks, Josh Allen, we mentioned him, Joe Burrow. 3rd time for Josh Allen, 2nd time for Joe Burrow. Lamar, Jared Goff, their 4th time. Jaden Daniels and Sam Darnold, by the way, their 1st time being selected to the Pro Bowl. Now, notably absent from this list, Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield. So let's dive into the snubs, shall we, with Tyler Sullivan starting at the quarterback position. For Patrick Mahomes, not selected to the Pro Bowl for the 1st time in his career as a starter. And then we have Baker Mayfield, who's top 3 in passing yards in the NFL, not being selected as well. Tyler, in your opinion, who is the bigger snub? Is it Patrick Mahomes or is it Baker Mayfield?
I feel like I'm going to snub Patrick Mahomes again. Can you snub a snub? But I guess that's what I'm doing because I think it's Baker Mayfield. As you referenced, 3rd in the NFL in passing yards, 2nd in the NFL in passing touchdowns. He's completing over like 70% of his passes on the season. And again, remember what I say, in the NFL. We're not even talking about what he's doing in the conference in terms of his rankings. And to me, his season has been so underrated. You see Mike Evans here. He was missing Mike Evans for a period of time this season. He's been missing Chris Godwin due to a season-ending injury. He's been doing it with guys that aren't the dynamic duo that we think of with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense in Godwin and Evans for a full season. And now we're talking about Baker Mayfield on the doorstep of winning a division title going into the playoffs yet again. I think this is one of those ones where, yes, of course, Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, Sam Darnold, tremendous seasons. Not trying to take away anything that they did and they put on the field this season. But if you just do the blind resumes and you look at the statistics, Baker Mayfield should be a Pro Bowler.
If we do a blind resume when it comes to receivers, and you look at Brian Thomas Jr., there's only like 3 quarterbacks that have better stats than him, and it's Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Those are 2 of them. He is not a rookie that made the Pro Bowl. That belongs to Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels, and Jared Verse. How big of a snub is that, in your opinion, Tyler? I'm a Jags fan, so of course I'm like on Fred Taylor's Twitter account, watching him tweet about how it's a huge snub, and I'm liking, retweeting, all the things.
Well, I'll co-sign it. I'll go right there. I'll find his social media channels. I'll retweet. I'll do all that because I think Brian Thomas Jr. should be a Pro Bowler. You look at, like you referenced. I mean, you look at the AFC. Of course, Jamar Chase is going to make the Pro Bowl. He's had a tremendous season. But you know what Brian Thomas Jr. has done? He has put together a season that is just under that. All the guys that we've referenced here that have made the Pro Bowl in terms of the AFC, Zay Flowers, Jerry Jeudy, Nico Collins, Brian Thomas Jr. has more receiving yards and more touchdowns than all of those players. The only one that we're not talking about is Jamar Chase. He's in a league of his own, but you see what Brian Thomas Jr. has done statistically. I just referenced it. But now let's peel back a little bit further. We're talking about putting those numbers up with Mac Jones as your quarterback over the last month plus. And for the most part, he was dealing with a banged up Trevor Lawrence. So we look at the numbers, they're extremely impressive. But then when you start to really look at who is throwing him the football, it's not CJ Stroud. It's not even Jameis Winston when he was firing on all cylinders. It's Mac Jones and a banged up Trevor Lawrence. That alone, even if they were tied with some of these other receivers, should get him Pro Bowl considerations. I think this might be the biggest snub on offense in the AFC.
Yeah, he is a Pro Bowl alternate, but I agree it is a huge snub. It's been the one bright spot for those fans in Duval County to have BTJ. Tyler, we certainly appreciated going through the Pro Bowl snubs with us here on CBS Sports HQ, and the NFL on CBS has a loaded slate for you on Sunday. We have the Giants and the Eagles, where we know that Saquon Barkley is probably going to sit for that one at 1 p.m. Eastern. Chiefs and the Broncos, 4:25 Eastern. Patrick Mahomes also not playing in that one. Chiefs have locked in the #1 seed. Broncos need to win to clinch a playoff spot. You can, of course, stream all these matchups on Paramount Plus as well.